So here I am, still a fraud. Those of you that follow my channel might have not borne witness to the reality that I like to doll up a little bit and get girly for fun. It amounts to a whole bunch of nothing. It's inconsequential. These are minute details that don't alter anything in my life journey. It's just a hobby. Not like dressing up like a fucking clown and woman face a la drag queen. It's not how I roll. Try to keep it classy. But, still a dude wearing woman face, so take that with a grain of salt. A lot of people probably curious, you're driving rideshare long hours often. You're living in your car. How is this working? Well, poorly. Generally poorly, but it's not overly complicated. Not really. It's only as complicated as you want to make it, I suppose. Like most things in life. Basically, I don't have a kitchen anymore, so I eat a lot of processed foods and takeout. I'm a big fan of the Publix deli. Get those Publix subs, you can order them. Have them ready for pickup when you get in store. Slide your plastic or hand them some cash, and then you're out the door with your delicious sandwich. I have a storage unit, so I have a bag that I keep in my trunk with clothes. And I keep my dirty laundry off to the side. Once or twice a day I go to my storage unit, unload my dirty laundry so it doesn't stink up my vehicle. I stay fresh through the colloquial horse bath, which is cleaning up in the sink of a bathroom or wet wipes. I moisturize, brush my teeth on a regular basis, try to stay not disgusting. Generally, I stay clocked in as often as I can, and I know that I'm not going to lose consciousness behind the wheel and wrap myself around a tree or something. If you're sleepy, if you're drowsy, you need to clock out and go take a nap. I do this in parking lots like Walmart and whatnot, and honestly, at any time the police could just come along and knock on my window and tell me to move along. I have no rights. I'm subhuman. I'm a second-class citizen. I prevent DUIs, and this might seem on its surface to be somewhat noble, but in reality, I think, honestly, law enforcement, no, this is just my opinion, feels like they're getting ripped off, because DUIs are expensive. On average, it's $15,000. Even if you don't hit anything or damage any property, they just pull you over and you blow intoxicated. It's a lot of money for the court system. And while me as a rideshare driver getting these drunks home might save lives and preserve livelihoods, law enforcement doesn't really benefit from it. First responders do. Hospitals aren't full of people mutilated by drunk drivers, and wrecker services don't have their yards packed full of cars with telephone poles integrated into them to where they have to cut the telephone pole above and below the car and take it with them when they tow it off. So the cops themselves aren't keen on what I do, though they should be. It's less paperwork for them. But everybody else seems to be grateful, especially the recipients of the rides that I provide, via the rideshare app or cash passengers or whatever. I want to allow a responsible opportunity for people to get home safely and not jeopardize themselves and third parties. So it matters to me if it doesn't matter to anybody else. And then I sleep in the small hours, usually sometime between 3 or 4 a.m. and 6 and 8 a.m. I'll find a parking lot and sleep those hours as consistently as possible. Sleep good if I can. And then I'm out of there. I got to keep moving. I'm going to get in trouble if I don't. If you're in broad daylight taking a nap in a parking lot, it just doesn't bode well. And then I'm parallel parked right now on Flagler Avenue, New Smyrna Beach. There's times during the day where I'm clocked in as a rideshare driver, and I'll be parked in a place like this. It's usually packed. It's late at night right now. And I'll be clocked in and take a nap. But, you know, when you get a ride ping through the apps for Uber and Lyft, it'll wake you up unless you have your notifications turned off. You will wake up so you can sleep in between getting people around as needed to supplement your rest cycles. And, you know, you can only drive 12 hours before they clock you out for 6 hours minimum for rest. But if you're not moving, like I'm sitting here parked in a parallel spot, that countdown timer for Uber and Lyft is not going down. So hypothetically, you can be clocked in for 48 hours. You can work yourself to death. They don't care. And you'd be stupid to just drive around aimlessly waiting for ride requests. I did that when I drove for Lyft in the beginning. It was silly. So that's what I do. I live in my car. Down there, we got a sleeping bag. We got a gallon jug of water in the back there. I have a bottled water that I fill up to drink on. The jacket I can wear because it's cold as shit, but also I can roll it up and use it as a pillow for my neck. So when I'm sleeping in the driver's seat here and I recline it, I'm a little mildly comfortable. Not really. I keep food on hand. That's a public sub. I got some stuff down on the floorboard. I wouldn't say it's non-perishable. Everything I buy has a shelf life. Can't cook no more. This backpack is a Igloo backpack, so it's a cooler, but I keep toiletries in there. Product to keep my face from breaking out, and anti-bumps from shaving, because I have sensitive skin. My purse, I keep, you know, my money, my business cards for trying to chase down cash rides. Keep my keys hooked to it, because when I wear lady clothes don't have belt loops and pockets and all the niceties that we take for granted as males. So, you know, dudes that want to be trans females or whatever you call it, like, they're really just making their life unnecessarily difficult, because all the things that you just, oh, well, you know, these are just facts of life. I have pockets, I have belt loops to hook my keys to, don't exist when you do things like a lady. That's real. So the girls have the purse because they don't have pockets, and so they just jam everything in that purse. And like I have a lot of stuff in there. Keep like Altoids, mints, and whatnot. So if my breath is rank in between brushing my teeth or whatever, stay fresh, minty. I keep body scents like Bath and Body Works body mists in my backpack to spray my car down in myself, so that in between rides, in between vacuuming sessions and whatnot, it doesn't get disgusting in here. I want my passengers to have the best experience. It's not so much for ratings as like, I want to give a ride to you, the passenger, that I would be willing to pay for myself. And if it's just trashy in here, like, I don't want that, and I wouldn't wish that on anybody else. I try to live by example. So, ranty, opinionated, full of it, and also tidy and neat. I have my laptop there. I haven't done anything with it yet, but it's tax season. I just found out that Starbucks has electrical outlets at the tables, so I can plug in my laptop and it won't die. And I can look into this TurboTax thing, try to do that. And then also, I'm not going to lie, I'm long starved for playing video games on my computer. Generally, like, anytime I want to play video games, even when I was living with my girlfriend before we broke up, I ended up falling asleep at the wheel. Falling asleep at the keyboard, more accurately. You know, I turn on my computer, I open up Steam, I go to pick a video game to play, and then I'm out cold and drooling on my keyboard. I work a lot. I work then a lot, I work now a lot, and I just don't make ends meet so well. Tonight, I did karaoke at Tate & O'Brien's. My ex showed up. It was awkward. Made me feel not good. It really took the wind out of my sails. You gotta understand, I feel profoundly responsible for how that shook out. Like, somehow or another, I just know that I was insufficient on so many levels and bear a large amount of responsibility for the failure that led to me being homeless again. It's always my fault. I mean, I decided to move out from my dad's instead of following the rules that his new wife had in mind for the household. And so I deserved what I got. And then when they divorced or whatever, and I came back, and I ended up getting thrown out again some 12 years later for his new wife, it was the same thing. Like, I could have towed the line and sucked the proverbial phallus of her New World agenda and didn't. I wanted my independence, and there's consequences for that. Liberty is expensive, after all. So now, here I am in the streets. I don't have a kitchen. I sleep in this driver's side seat when it's reclined. I drive very drunk people and sober people too around town. My car, look, it's not as sloppy as it looks. It's just, all my shit in the front seat. It can't be helped. I also, just the same, I do a lot of stuff in my back, in my trunk there. I have cleaning supplies for myself and for my vehicle. I keep a bag for my extra clothes, and then I throw my dirty outfits over into the corner and then transfer them to my storage unit once a day. Once a day I wash my car. Once a day I go to my storage unit and trade out my dirty clothes that might start smelling for clean clothes that I can wear after I go to the gym. I have a Planet Fitness membership, so I bathe there. While I'm there, why would I not avail myself of all the abundant fitness equipment that I don't know how to use? So I do the 30-minute workout, and then I get cleaned up, take a shower, make myself not disgusting and presentable, I'm sorry. And then I get in the car here, and then I just live in this car, and I spend anywhere from 12 to 20 hours a day in this vehicle. Sometimes I get into socializing with people. Sometimes I go sit in Taten's and just sit there, like an office away from home, if you will. Like back in the 70s when you had to use a payphone to be in touch with the concrete company about your concrete pours. Like my dad did. Like how he taught me. I don't know. My life is not very glamorous. It's not very meaningful. I'm just making ends meet. I'm not getting ahead. I'm not succeeding. But it could be worse. I could not have the car. That would be awful. I'd be around on a bicycle with a tent and a shopping cart full of stuff being pulled behind me. I got a storage unit full of crap. If I could get rid of all my furniture in my bed, then I can get a smaller storage unit and pay less. I don't know what's going to happen to me. But now you've gotten to see, what I do every day. So, this is me being a fraud, me being a loser, me being a burden to society, and this is what it looks like. This is what it feels like. So, hopefully this is enlightening to you. I pray that you will see this and just think this is just like a joke, like a meme existence, and that you'll never try to replicate it for yourself. Because if you're living like I'm living, you've failed terribly. You failed your family, because otherwise they'd have your back. Mine doesn't. I failed them. You failed the people that matter to you. Otherwise my friends would let me sleep on their couch. They don't. The people you love, not just in a family sense and in a friend sense, but love in a romantic, biblical way. I failed them, and that's why they broke up with me. And now this is what I get. Don't end up here, let me tell you, because it's hell on your legs below the knees. I have circulation issues developing, and I get these throbbing pains in my ankles and feet from not being able to stretch out and sleep properly. And then in my lower back is just a mess, and then my neck, a lot of it. And I have to say that for all intents and purposes, never mind the specifics, never mind the individual and unique circumstances, I did this to myself. Don't do this to yourself. I said I was going to do these every day, and then I just slacked off because I'm so undisciplined and lazy and slovenly and unreliable that I can't even manage that. So this is what I get. If I was more disciplined and I had the drive to do these videos every day, then I'd have the drive to get out of my hole. So I'm in this hole because I'm just an undisciplined piece of shit. Doesn't feel good to say it. I don't take any kind of perverse pleasure in it. It's just reality. It's pretty objective. Such is life. Hopefully it's been edifying. If your curiosity has been consuming you, now you know the truth. This is my life now.